In this episode of Arizona Treks, we visit the Superstition Wilderness to hike to two unique rock formations, the Praying Hands and the Slot Rock. Join us for this hike through the desert valley, navigating a sometimes complex network of trails and up along the edge of the Superstition Mountains to view these majestic monoliths. Located 40 miles or 45 minutes east of central Phoenix, we begin our hike at the first trailhead located off First Water Road near Apache Junction, Arizona, and Lost Dutchman State Park. There are a few ways to reach the Praying Hands, including starting from the Treasure Loop Trail inside the park. However, for this hike, we decided not to enter the park and start our hike from the nearest trailhead, closest to the park's entrance. Google Maps did not indicate our hike's starting point as a designated trailhead, but signs at the site identified it as the First Water Trailhead. But road signs indicated another trailhead by the same name, located approximately 2.5 miles further down the road. For this reason, we'll refer to our starting point from the first parking lot on First Water Road as First Water Trailhead Number 1. The trailhead's parking lot can accommodate about 10 cars, and there is another smaller lot less than a half a mile further up First Water Road. Restrooms and water are not available, so be prepared before starting your hike. Since this area is located outside of Lost Dutchman State Park, trails can be accessed anytime. Dogs on leashes are allowed on the trails. Our hike will cover approximately 4.5 to 5 miles on a loop route. We'll start by taking a connector trail from the trailhead to Jacob's Crosscut Trail, then follow a section of the Treasure Loop Trail. After that, we'll veer off onto the Praying Hands Trail and other unmarked trails to reach the Praying Hands and Slot Rock before looping back to First Water Road. We started our hike by following the trail heading southeast from the trailhead, towards the Superstition Mountains off in the distance. The trail breaks off to a number of side trails, which can be confusing. We kept on the most defined trail, usually keeping to the right until the trail connected with Jacob's Crosscut Trail. This section of trail meanders through the desert valley through small brush and varieties of cacti, including cholla and prickly pear with the occasional saguaro. Jacob's Crosscut Trail then connects with the Treasure Loop Trail. Turn north or left on the Treasure Loop Trail and follow it for about a mile. Along the trail's open spaces, hikers can see their destination off in the distance. The Praying Hands are the smaller, thinnest rock formation located furthest north from the mountains. When you get to the Treasure Loop Trail sign, continue straight for a few yards from where the Treasure Loop Trail breaks off to the south, and then turn northeast, or left, towards the Praying Hands. The trail isn't marked and isn't an official trail, resulting in hikers going in a number of directions and creating multiple paths to reach the Praying Hands. At this point in our hike, we made the mistake of following the trail too far straight ahead and missed the turn to the Praying Hands. So, keep an eye out for where the unmarked trail breaks off to your left or northeast. Realizing our mistake, we retraced our steps back to the Treasure Loop Trail sign, where we were lucky enough to get directions from other fellow hikers that put us on the right path. The Praying Hands Trail then weaves between boulders, requiring a bit of scaling before the path levels out. When you reach the ridgeline, the towering Praying Hands come clearly into focus. From a distance, this rock formation is overshadowed by its surroundings, making it appear smaller than it really is. However, as you get up close, you realize its sheer size and magnitude. After taking in this spectacular view of the Praying Hands, we continued on our hike to the Slot Rock. This section of trail is much easier to navigate than some of the previous sections and also provides breathtaking views of the vast desert expanses and surrounding mountain ranges. A massive rock formation marks the turning point of the trail loop. As the trail turns and starts heading northwest, the Slot Rock, with its narrow crevice opening, lies straight ahead. The descent into the slot is steep and rocky, but once you're back on the trail, it leads across the smooth, slick rock surface along the side of the towering monolith. After skirting the rock's edge, the trail veers north, or right, descending into the desert valley. It then meanders through brush, gradually heading northwest. We missed the turn for the connecting trail somewhere along the last mile of this section of trail. However, having experienced the confusion of multiple trails crossing paths near our starting point, we opted to stay on this wide, clearly defined trail and headed towards First Water Road. The trail ended at the next parking lot down the road from where we parked, less than a half mile away. Although not ideal, we hiked the road back to where we started. This route added about half of a mile or more onto our hike. There were probably alternate trails that we could have taken that were shorter and saved us some time, but it all worked out in the end. We estimate that, without missing the turns along the route, This loop would have been about 4.5 miles or more, and it would have taken about 2.5 to 3 hours to complete. The elevation gain for this hike was about 950 feet. Thanks for watching. We hope that you enjoyed this hike into the Superstition Mountains to see the iconic Praying Hands and Slot Rock. Let us know in the comments the best route that you've used to see these rock formations, and remember to subscribe to our channel for more trail guides and travel ideas for exploring Arizona.